All right, guys, thanks for joining me here, Melissa. So a couple things here. I did 2 jobs today, and I just feel so sad for kids. I really do. And I'm thinking, put this on your pro-life channel, but what are you going to be able to do about it? And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to talk about it. So I was at my first job today, and somebody said to me, one of my bosses, I heard you work another job too. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going over here after. I'm doing after school care. And he's like, what's it like? And I'm like, it's crazy. So I went to this different school, guys, and I had thought I was going to the one that I went to before, and I was at a different one. I'm like, shoot, I haven't gone to this one yet. So, when I got there, I got my paperwork. No criminal record at all. None. Kevin Leandro should be ashamed of himself, guys, honestly. I have no criminal record at all. I've been a pretty good kid and everything. And a pretty good person, pretty good adult, everything. And he actually has been just, calling me all kinds of names because my husband was lying. I'm just trying to get comfortable, guys. My husband was lying, and I called him a lying bastard for everything that he did, right? So Kevin's been like, oh, you're a lying C, the C word. So anyways, the difference between Kevin calling me this and me calling my husband that is that my husband is a liar. So, or ex-husband, I should say. So anyways, guys, I went into the school, and I am very pro-life, and I'm looking to get resources together to help moms. On top of that, many people have said, let's focus on kids more in the foster care, right? Definitely, no question about it. But are we even focusing on kids in school? Are we really? I don't think we're doing enough. I really don't. So I'm in a school today, and I get there, and I get this paper handed to me that the paperwork did go through. They already figured with my resume and everything, I didn't have anything anyways. But so I'm in this school, and I'm hearing, well, first of all, I'll put a post up. These, I have to go, make sure that the kids go in the bathroom and they're using the bathroom right. And I had a couple kids just being really wise to me, right? And I'm just put them in their place. Get in the bathroom, do what you gotta do your business, get out, get back to class, right? Then I start getting situated in the class. And I'm like, why does this school feel like the worst school I have been at? And so I'm there, and I'm hearing literally teachers that I worked with screaming and yelling at these kids. I mean, yelling like a lack of dignity, right? People don't yell at me because I'm an adult, but even in my presence, to yell at kids the way they did, I just found it very degrading. And so I'm like, okay, maybe it's just a hard day. Maybe it's these kids just don't know how to listen, and they need some strong yelling and correction, right? But it was repeated. It was repeated. And one girl, I'm like, I just could not respect her as a teacher. If you don't enjoy kids, don't work with kids, please. Don't be a teacher. So she's just like, listen to your brother. And they're just talking, and the brother's like, whatever. They have their issues, brothers. They argue or whatever. And she's like, listen to your brother now. And I'm looking at her in the eyes, and she's got like this really evil eye. And I'm like, what the heck? Talk about overkill. And then this other woman teacher, I'm like, does she even have a soul? Light and dark, right? Total difference between a good teacher and a bad teacher. I'm like, this woman ought to be a guard at a jail. Honestly, she was like a warden to these kids. And so, one of the kids, I saw him holding on to another girl, and I'll probably tell my boss about this. I don't know how to deal with it yet. But I saw them fooling around, two kids, a boy and a girl, and he was kind of like swinging her a little bit, but she also was fooling with him too. And he's the one who got caught, and the teacher was literally screaming bloody murder at him. And she's like, I can't handle this. I can't take it. This is a teacher, right? And she's like freaking out. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So this is the same kid. I saw him on the playground. He had already gotten yelled at. And he came over to me and he was playing with his stuff on the fence. And he had made up a friend, and he had this Lego thing, and he made up a friend and a friend's name. And I'm like, oh, that's a different name. And so as I was talking to him, I said, I can tell you're a good kid. And he goes, how would you know that, or something like that? How do you know that? And his self-esteem went, like, his whole self-esteem was so down, like he needed to hear he was a good kid. And I go, the reason why I know is because I have 5 sons, and I can tell right now you're a good kid. And so I had no idea that this kid was the, whatever you call it, black sheep or whatever in the classroom. So, I mean, he was screamed at. I think she grabbed him, took him in the classroom or her office, and made him sit there forever. I mean, when I left, he was still sitting there. So it's tough, guys. It is tough to see this. And I'm like, how do we help kids more? I mean, I loved homeschooling. I love charter schools, Christian schools. We need to do more in the public schools. So, these kids didn't have coats on. We're outside and they have shorts on. They're not well taken care of. The structure is nothing. I mean, you have older kids playing with like little toys for like 3-year-olds. And it's like, where is the challenge? Where is the joy? And rather than, kids having a nurturing relationship with their teachers and working from the inside out, it's just all correction on the outside. Ba-doom, 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 correction. Very little time. I think they have about 50 kids with 2 teachers, so the ratio isn't good, and there's nothing for child development, nothing to challenge kids except just to get in trouble. I'm like, this whole system stinks, I felt degraded when I left there. They're dealing with that day after day, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding. What an awful, environment. And it's just, we went outside, the soccer net was ripped. There was no ball on I remember we used to play, what was it, like tether ball or something? You hit the ball and it goes around the pole. The playground had very little care. One of the kids went in, it looked like he came out with a parachute. The teacher comes out screaming at him, "What makes you think it's okay to touch that?" I mean, just a lot of control, and these kids, just not very well taken care of, guys. And I had a lot of military parents picking their kids up, and I can't say anything. I can't be like, if I were you, I'd take them right out of here. If I was the parent, I wouldn't have my kids in here. I can't say anything. So this boy, though, in particular, he doesn't have a chance, guys. He doesn't have a chance. When he was coming in the door, the teacher was yelling at him too. And I think he had it, and he just went blah, 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 blah to the teacher. She's like, get in my office. So you got to be able to get to the heart of your kids, guys, and they can't. They just can't. The system's broken. And even good kids, they're not getting the care they need. And so I was sitting by a couple kids, and I'm like, so you guys like school? No. I'm like, yeah, I hated it too. My husband hated it too. And I'm like, my husband was best friends with the principal. And I'm like, he was always in the principal's office. And they're like, why? And I'm like, because he would say things he wasn't supposed to say in class. And he never learned his lesson, and he was always in the principal's office. And they're like, oh, man, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, and guess how often I was in the principal's office? Never. I didn't even know who the principal was. So, I'll talk to kids, and I'll try to, You know, like one kid had Nike shoes on. I'm like, geez, those were around when I was younger. He goes, they're that old? And I laughed and I go, yeah, they're that old. Nike sneakers, right? So, you know, and you have to balance out. You have to put kids in their place too. I was outside with the kids and I had one kid who was just like, what are you looking at? And I go, what? He goes, what are you looking at? And I give it right back, guys, as a teacher. He goes, why are you looking at me? I go, because it's my job. It's my job to make sure you're safe on the playground. Is that all right with you? I said, just like that. So I will be tough on kids, but it's in a loving way. It's not like, you know, it's not mean. It's not cold. It's not like, I mean, I couldn't even connect with this teacher as an adult, guys. I couldn't. There was just, yeah, I feel bad for these kids, guys. I really do. So I started thinking on the way home, Melissa, you want to open a nonprofit. You're pretty resourceful. Do you just want to be resourceful? You already thought about opening an orphanage. You thought about wanting to open, you know, some kind of homeschool program, but what if you opened a school and put foster care with it or something? I don't know. I'm going to think about it, but it really bothers me to see the lack of care these kids have. It basics, guys. Even like some kids don't even have a snack. They don't even have proper clothes on. They don't have a proper haircut. Their hair is in their face. They're not really learning. It's not good, guys. So anyways, I'm gonna think about what can I do. And part of me is like, I don't think I want to go back to that school again. But if I don't, then I can't, you know, be there for kids. And I did play cards with one kid. He wanted to play war, so I played with him. And he was cheating. And I'm like, if you look at your cards again, you know, we're not playing. We're not playing. And he tried it again. So I'm like, give me the cards. I won. You tried to cheat again. And we're done. So, it's loving correction, guys. I have 5 sons. I loved being a mother. I cannot imagine people who don't. I mean, if you don't love being a mother, you know, learn how to be a mother. So many women nowadays are like, oh, I hate being a mother. Learn how to be a mother. And I just feel like we're losing this generation. Honestly, in the cities, these kids, the behavioral problems, they're not really learning. The curriculum is watered down. Here, color these pictures and we can paste them together. A little girl comes up to me, I need scissors. Go ask that teacher, I said. Oh, we forgot to pack the scissors. I mean, basics, guys. So I just, you know, you only can be as good of a teacher as you yourself is. You know, if you are investing in yourself, you're learning all the time, you enjoy kids, you're following Christ, you're trying to be the best Christian you can be, that's the only way you're going to be able to give back, guys, by investing in yourself. So I'm going to look into what I want to do, but I really feel for this kid. I really do. It's a no-win situation. The teacher wrote him up for a good, what,